Hey there, it's Dave from Scribe, and I'm back reacting to another reacting channel. This is Spouses React, who are checking out our song Raising the Dead. As always, I like to just let them play, and then talk about it at the end, unless there's something that I need to talk about that they raise a point about during their video. Then I might stop it at that point just to kind of discuss it and raise it. As always with these videos, I love it when people have got separate opinions. It's not always going to be praises. Sometimes, a lot of the time it is, which is really nice. But generally, as a reactor myself, I really appreciate honest reactions. So let's see what they have to say about the song, and maybe I can answer some of their points. Let's see.
You have entered the Chronic's rabbit hole, and Michael G, thank you so much for your Patreon membership request. You are bringing a new band down the rabbit hole today, and the song we're going to be listening to, or the band, is Teller's Scribe, and the song we're going to be listening to today is Raising the Dead. This is the official music video.
Can't wait for something new as well, and I don't know if they're like very, very new or maybe obscure because this is only a year ago and it doesn't have many views, so maybe we're going to jump into something that could be a hidden gem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And you're really good at picking hidden gems, Michael G, so thank you so much, and Chronicans for being here as well. Let's jump into it.
Okay, so yes, just going to point out. So yes, it doesn't have a lot of views. It's a weird one that. So this was Raising the Dead was put out before we released the album. It was the first single. We didn't do any PR with it. We just dropped the video, shared it on socials. That was all we really did. It was the first single from the band before our album launch, before our first ever show. So we kind of dropped it out there as our kind of just to start to try and gain some interest in the band. We can't even do promo pushes on the album, so on certain songs we were able to kind of get behind it and get YouTube promotion on it to try and get it sponsored. But because of the type of video it is, it always gets rejected. So we've not been able to do any sort of promotional push on that particular one. So it's purely on if you generally come across it. Other videos on the album have done better as far as views, but Raising the Dead was the first, and that's one of the reasons why yeah, it hasn't done as well as we like, but we still love it.
So this is a British band called Teller's Scribe. The song is Raising the Dead, which is about the practice of body snatching, corpse stealing for medical research in the 1800s. The practice was abolished in 1832 with a change in the laws following a scandal in which some body snatchers had turned to murder to get fresh bodies. All of the band members are featured in this very clever and well put together video. The drummer is the doctor on the left. The lead guitar player is the first person shown carrying a body. The bass player joins him in his work. And the singer is the courtesan originally shown in the red cloak, who joins in their efforts by acting as a lookout. And the rhythm guitar player is the corpse. The other people in the video are friends of the band. Watch all the way through to the end for a small surprise ending. And if that doesn't make you excited for what we're about to see, I don't know what else will. You ready?
I'm ready. This sounds really cool. It sounds like a mix between the band kids and the drama kids got together to tell a really cool story with the history kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like this is going to be really fun. I'm really excited to do this.
Okay, y'all.
So I'm really interested about what they're going to take on this, because I don't know how often they get sort of unsigned bands. I mean, it's very easy as a reaction channel, doing it myself as well, to just focus on popular reactions, popular bands, Night Wishes, stuff like that, Electric Callboy, Baby Metal, anything like that, because you know that you're going to get the views for it. Doing unsigned bands and unknown bands, especially like something like us, which is always going to be, which considering we're very much a DIY band, we know there's no money to be made in music. You don't even cover your costs, so spending £3,000, £4,000, £5,000 on a music video is never going to be something that we're ever going to do. But we're always going to do what we can to put out a video that's enjoyable and budget friendly. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see what they say about us.
We're raising the dead. Oh!
May contain scenes of sensitive nature.
Damn. Well, there are colors in it.
Technicolor.
They got the comedy. Ooh. Damn.
Okay, my guess is the guy on the left, or the only guy there. Sorry, the guy he likes his aggressive music. I don't know. I'm gonna guess he probably likes bands like Slaughter to Prevail, stuff like that. That's my guess. A lot of like. I'm gonna go with, and the lady here, I'm gonna go with that she likes some of the more melodic stuff. I don't know. Let's see.
Sick guitar, eh?
Really sick guitar.
Somebody's in our hands. Let us start running. Because we're raising the dead. 100 years of resurrection. Who wants your body when you are dead? The fresher, the better, more cash in your hand. Will you turn to me?
Love the voices.
Me too.
So really interesting for me on this one is that obviously a lot of people have talked about Raising the Dead, or they've done reactions to Raising the Dead. They're the first. This is the first reaction where they've actually talked about the backing vocals of the Raising the Dead. Originally, when we demoed this, so when we were first putting this together, the actual pre-chorus, "Your time has come here, truth is in our hands." That was actually done by myself. So, your time is coming in. Truth is in our hands. And Kim didn't sing on that bit. But I was obviously playing drums with a headset mic looking like a Madonna or Britney Spears thing going on. And I was too busy trying to play on what I was doing, and then I was doing the Raising the Dead bit over the chorus with Kim singing the chorus line. So eventually that ended up being for the album with Dan and Mike doing the backing vocal bits there, and I never went back to it after that because it was the only song that I was going to be doing any sort of vocals on, and it just didn't make sense. It was better for me to focus just on the drums, so there you go.
I love this as well. I do wish it was a male singer for the tone of this for some reason. And
okay, so this is an interesting one. So actually about 3 months before we put out, or before, a couple of months before I put this to the band, so back in 2022, somewhere on this channel, you can actually, on my reaction channel, on the Dave Does Reacts, you will actually find a song Dave does, Raising the Dead. It'll be under, I think it might be under Project 42, Raising the Dead, because Raising the Dead was originally a solo song project that I did. And I did the vocals on it. So if you ever want to hear this song with male vocals, you can hear it with that if you want to check it out. And you can do a comparison side by side of the song that I did, Project 42. In fact, I might even do a reaction video to it so you can see where it was. But personally, I prefer it with Kim's vocals. She's a much better singer than I ever was. But if you ever wanted to hear it with male vocals, you can hear it that way and see what the original lyrics were as well.
That's what I was expecting with this. That's the only thing that it feels like it's lacking for me. I'm not, and you guys know I love my female singers, so it's not
Absolutely.
even like I'm coming from that angle either. Look at our background here, but like I really feel like that's the style that this tone is asking for, is a more guttural singing towards it as well.
More guttural, more lower bass point.
Yeah, and I love the music behind it, and I still like her voice as well. But I wish she was more the one that was in the background.
versus the having the male vocals, the one in the background. I'm wondering if they're going to change it up and like maybe do like a Beauty and the Beast kind of style.
Interesting points. So it is a. We did talk, not particularly on this song, but on a couple of the songs about like doing some male leads on a couple of bits. On a couple of tracks, it wasn't anything specific, but I know it's and I do understand sometimes when you talk about the male vocal point. I think for our songs, we kind of like where Kim goes with her voice, but I do understand what you're saying, because a lot of times when we demo stuff, we'll demo stuff in a male vocal form. Especially if it's one of the songs that I've been working on, I might do a vocal line like Jack. When I demoed Jack, I did a full demo of that song with vocals for Kim to kind of go where my vocal line would go, but I would never go too aggressive because I know that's not Kim's not really, she's never really gone to that guttural. She relies on Dan and Mike to kind of take us there.
Yeah,
With
who
the
knows?
vocals at all. I'm really liking it with the female vocalist myself.
Perfect.
I think it suits really well because for me, it's like the courtesan is telling the story of what she witnessed happened.
Right.
So what I like about this reaction here is that they are not afraid to share a difference of opinion. So I think she's great. That I like that she's recognised what he's saying, but also sharing her opinion, not just agreeing and kind of saying, "Well, I like the female vocals." And there are going to be times. There's a song we do on the on Volume 1 called Beyond, which is almost operatic vocals, and that really divided people. Some people really didn't like it, some people really liked it. So in the ADK Rock and Metal channel, Kirk really didn't like those vocals, Andy really loved them. But I understood both of those, because when she first did it and I had the demo of it, I was like, I'm really unsure on this. I don't know if this really works, and I'm not vibing with it. Now I can't hear the song without that, and it's become something that I'm very used to. So it's one of those ones that it's great to have these levels of opinions and sharing that and having these contrasting views, because I'm exactly the same. When I do reviews of music videos and stuff, there'll be things in my head that I can hear that would have been preferential for me to hear. That's not to say that the song isn't a good song. It's just that if it was to grab me and to take me on a journey or to make me become a regular listener, these are the things that would have needed to make me do that. But yeah, I'm still intrigued to see what else they have to say. But she obviously likes it a bit more, but it's nice to know they like the riffs as well.
Right? So like she's just like on the street witnessing this happening, and that's how they got taken down, type of idea.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I'm taking the song as well.
Yeah, and fair enough. And I think if they had a male singer there, I think that actually would have helped them get to more people, in my opinion, just from how dirty that guitar riff. It just feels like it's part. And also the production, it's not even to like say anything to them too. This is a year ago, and it looks like a bit like this was made in the 90s even, or the 2000s, So like I'm surprised it's only from a year ago.
Absolutely.
when it
It's
was
got a
posted.
very unique
Interesting
cinematography.
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if they're talking about not the video or the sound. When they say about the sounds like it was rated from the 90s, which isn't a bad thing. A lot of stuff does sound from the 90s, and to be honest, the production nowadays in the 2025 is so overproduced, I would say, that you still want to have a rawness. Now I know for Volume 2 that we are looking at how we up the level of production without losing that raw edge, but it was very much being self-produced, self-recorded, everything's home recorded. For us, it's this is a more of a passion project for everyone in the band rather than something. I mean, we all have our jobs and so forth, so this is not something we do. This as a creative outlet rather than we expect. Oh, it'd be great if we could be playing up on the massive. We want to be on festival stages, etc. We do this for the love of doing creative music and sharing the ideas. Which does mean that we try to do it within a budget, because it all just comes out of our little pocket money.
Oh, nice.
Time is coming. Your body's in our head.
It all looks like he's smiling. Nice. Meow, 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 meow.
1832 became the body snatcher's end. What came in the arms claimed by anonymous hands. Articulating corpses, a dancing teacher's tomb. Show a poetry buried in no particular place. Specimens in jars with no name
Uh-oh.
or face.
Nice. Ooh.
Your time is
Coming
coming.
in. Sick guitar solo.
Your body's in our hands.
Bow, bow.
Never stop running. Because we're raising the dead. 100 years of a resurrection. Who owns your body when you are dead? The fresher, the better, more cash in your hand. Will you turn to murder to fill your quota?
Wow. Gotta give it up to them. It looks like they produced everything themselves too.
Yeah, very
Interesting logo.
independent.
Very independent. Yeah. I knew someone that was coming. He's just waiting like, oh, I can't wait for my part.
Love the comedy of it.
Yeah.
And that was something that you mentioned right off the bat is that because they were like filmed in Technicolor and it's literally 2025.
No kidding,
So
right?
like that was something that
They were self-aware of it at least,
they're
right?
self-aware. They have a lot of
That's
comedy.
something I wish I took in a little more. It's
Yeah, so when we did the video, the idea of it, we wanted it to feel like a 1960s, 1970s horror film in the film. And of course, when you're doing the title sequences, they always put up in filmed in Dolby Surround, or actually Dolby Surround would be the 80s, but they did the Technicolor, and I was just like, well, I don't even know if it had, what is Technicolor? So I just went, yeah. So I was creating all this when we were doing the video, and the humor elements and that little bit at the end with use in the sheet was actually just a bit of B-roll. So when we were filming him, I was just kind of getting him. We were in the rehearsal studio. We had the sheets wrapped around him, and I was doing the like capture bits with a bit of mood lighting, and he just did that, and it made me chuckle in the editing as a bit of leftover footage. And I just ended up thinking, you know, it'd just be so funny just to put it on the end. And the kicking Dan in the nuts by Chloe the courtesan, which is again, we had lots of fun the first time. There's actually some behind the scenes footage on that where he actually falls backwards when we were shooting this in Cambridge. So we have a lot of fun. I try to put something surprising in every video. We've got little bits of humor in Hail Mary. There's a lot of humor in Jack. There's humor in Hallowed. With Beyond Grey Mist, I think, and Bella, they were the three videos that we did more from a live performance point of view. So those ones were kind of more straight up ones, but anything that we were able to put a story into, I always tried to put some sort of element of humor in whilst maintaining the story level. So yeah, thank you for picking that up.
They
Yeah.
were self-aware of what they were doing more than I was giving them credit for, I think.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I wish that they would have done is like maybe had the two guys at the end, the grave robbers, maybe having them take out the courtesan, the girl who was singing the song,
Right.
and then have her body be the one on the table, just to show the like changing to murder type aspect of it.
Totally. 'Cause
So let's see. I'm not sure he's going to pick this up, but so that was the bit where Dan, the other courtesan, which is Chloe, which is played by Dan's other half. That's where he goes to attempt to attack her, and she turns around and kicks him in the nuts basically. That was the little bit where they couldn't get any more graves. He's going to murder one of his accomplices to try and get the body. So I wonder if he picks that up.
It looks like it stopped the murder there.
Because it looked like it stopped the murder there.
Well, that was
right?
what they were hoping for. Is what was going to happen there.
What was going to happen there. So, like, that was the only thing that I wish, just from the history kind of side of it, from the write-up,
Yeah.
that I wish would have been portrayed a little bit more.
Yeah, they switched it up a little bit.
They switched it up a little bit. It's really cool how they were talking about medical advancements, essentially, and just talking about the history of medical advancements in like a metal song, which is just
Absolutely
really
it's
cool.
so metal.
That's so metal, right? That's such a metal thing to do, is to talk about history while playing amazing music. And like beautiful lyricism throughout it, just to make it like flow really well. It's very poetic.
Yeah.
I really liked the female voice. I think she had a beautiful voice, very unique tone to her voice that I think fit very well for me. I at least I know you had mentioned hoping that wishing that they had like a male vocalist on there, and for me, I feel like her voice was unique enough that it gave that satisfaction, even though there wasn't a male vocalist, of really being able to be immersed within the story.
Fair enough. And I was just loving the guitar enough where that was what was keeping me throughout this whole song. It was incredible. Even the guitar solo was fantastic as well. And it just, like, I mean, even the solo felt like it was from the 80s or the 90s as well.
It definitely gave me...
Yeah. Mike gets put under a lot of pressure in the band from his solos. We're like, here's another section, you got to do a solo here, and you've got to make it different to the other one. So it's and he puts a lot of work into them. He has to go away, and when we wrote this album, he had 8 songs with 8 solos that he had to kind of do. This time around with the new album, we've got a bit more time with spacing them out. There's even a couple of ideas where they're in no solos. We're not specifically putting solo sections in. We're not doing a Metallica Sent Anger and taking them out. We're just like, if it doesn't need it in the song, then we don't see the point in having it. So yeah, we're doing things a bit differently, but I think they just wanted it to be a frantic one because the energy, it's a high energy track. It just doesn't let up, that song. Literally, it's the only time it lets up is that kind of kick drum section in the middle, which gives you a breather. So that's the only time it doesn't. So yeah, I think that's why you get that energy from it.
80s, 90s vibes with the music and what they were putting out. I can't name any bands that I think they would be close to, but I definitely feel like they were... Earth Drive, exactly.
Like a lot of the bands that you've picked for us, Michael G, has a lot of similar kind of vibe to this one as well. And,
I completely agree.
And that's why all I mean is like this style almost sounds like a Black Sabbath style, and I'm just used to having the male vocal behind that one.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So like this has been amazing, Michael G. I can't wait to see more from Teller's Scribe.
Absolutely.
Because that even says like they're a storyteller's scribe. They're the ones taking the notes and letting you know what's happening.
Yes, their storytelling is incredible.
Their storytelling is incredible. They have a ton of fun with it. I'd love to see what other songs that they have. Do they have this theme of like kind of telling stories of history through their music, with them being called Teller's Scribe?
Most likely.
Like I would love to know more about this band because they really are amazing, and I love the independent, like fully independent feel and vibe that they're giving out. It feels a lot like some of the younger bands that you've given us as well, who are just upcomers within the industry. So like...
Yeah, we're definitely not upcomers. So we are a very independent band, as I've already said a few times in this video. So even with Volume 2, we have a unique package for Volume 2 that we're planning to put out. We are still doing 8 tracks with effectively our infinity symbol. So 8 tracks is what it's going to be. They picked up really well on the storytelling elements, tellers of tales, scribers or writers of tales. So we listen, we tell them, we write them down. That's the whole idea. There is a secret society background for the band, the Telescribe Society, which goes through the ages with different members coming in to carry on the storytelling. So it's an age of society is the format. We're not so serious enough that we put our character names on and we tried to make you pretend it's real, but it's a theatrical piece that we tried to put across. And the Volume 1, of course, is Myths, Legends, and Laws. Volume 2 is Once Upon a Time. Volume 3 is to be confirmed, but is in thought process. So it's something me and Kim have discussed Volume 3, but only in sort of top line detail as far as a concept of what that album concept might be. We had a couple of different ones. We have concepts for different albums that we would like to address. So different formats, different styles, and we will write music that fits the storytelling element of it. So I know with the Once Upon a Time format for Volume 2, this is all about the origins of the Grimm Tales, etc., etc., etc. So where did these fairy tales, the dark origins of those? So we're going to the origin stories. One of the songs that's already been played live is a song called Red, which is around Red Riding Hood and the origins of that story. And we'll be doing that for each of the songs on the album. All I know is there's two that we've definitely done, which is Red and Pinocchio, not Pinocchio, Bluebeard. And the rest still haven't got names. We've got like rough names, but they haven't got the actual stories written behind them yet. And the third album will be something a bit different. So yeah, we're working on lots of different concepts, but again, we're just doing it ourselves. None of us are young spring chickens, although the age of the band ranges from early 20s with Dan, who's 23, 24, something like that, I think, up to myself, who's 47. So we have a wide range. I'm like the same age as his dad, which is kind of weird. But yeah, we've got people in their 30s, people in their 40s, and people in their 20s in the band. So we have a very wide range of different influences and styles, and I think that's what brings us together. But it's interesting to have the Sabbath. There's definitely some Sabbath tone within our blues element. So we do like to bring some minor doom elements in there, but we all love so many different things in the band, from the theatrical stuff like from your classic female front metal like Evanescence through to your classics like Zeppelin. We go into 90s metal, 80s metal. I'm a Sepultura fan. So I love putting Tom stuff into I love doing Tom accents on a lot of my sort of stuff on drums, just because I love what Eagle does. So there's a huge amount of influences. So it's interesting to hear what they say about that.
Just really cool, like Speed of Light and stuff like that as well. So thank you again, Michael, for this amazing song, Raising the Dead from Teller's Scribe. I can't wait to see what else you guys are going to be having come down the rabbit hole. This has been absolutely amazing.
Absolutely, and I just checked out the description here, and this is from their debut album, Volume 1, so it's probably going to stick to telling, some scribes and all that as well.
Very cool.
And now we know that this is a very new band as well.
Very new band.
So if you do love them, go and subscribe to their channel as well. If you love us and aren't a Cronic and yet, hit the subscribe button on your way out. Comment down below what your views on this whole Raising the Dead Body Snatchers thing phenomenon was, because that's pretty interesting as well. Like this if you did have a good time with us, though. And if you want to be like Michael and get your own reaction requests, we do have memberships on YouTube and Patreon. Thank you guys for spending your time with us. We are now exiting the rabbit hole, folks.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. This has been absolutely amazing, Chronicans. Again, this is another band that I'm really looking forward to seeing where they're going in the future. So again, thank you so much. Peace and love, everyone.
God bless y'all.
Take care, and bye for now.
Okay, so that's it. Big thank you to them for doing the reaction. So I like their reaction. I like the back and forth, the interplay. So really nice. Very natural reaction channel, and cover a lot of detail, which is good. As a reactor myself, I know the challenges it can be sometimes to get into that level of detail. I thought it was a really well balanced reaction and gave some really good insight. So, and yet the question is always like the male vocalist over female vocalist. And the main thing we say is, does it serve the song? So if we did a song and there was a song that we had lined up for Volume 1. I can't remember what the song was called, but it was, from a musical point of view, we had said, yeah, that sounds really cool. We're going to put that together. That's going to be on the next album. It was a list that we had 12 tracks, I think, originally for the first album. And we were halfway through kind of recording through these 12 tracks. And we were up to like track 6 or 7 or something like that. And the demo version came back with Kim's vocals on for this track that I'm talking about. And we sat in a room and I just went, I just don't like it. It doesn't work. It doesn't feel right. Either we need to change vocals or do something different, or bring another different, or maybe do one of the guys do vocals on it or something like that. And that's what you kind of, and the thing you got to remember is you're effectively, it's like someone coming up to me in the drums going, I don't know what you're playing on the drums don't work, you're not good at drumming on this song, you need to sort it out. And you get a little defensive, and so I can understand why Kim would get a bit defensive with me saying that to her. But for me, I was like, there's no point me beating around the bush on this if it's not, I don't want to put it on an album. And I think I said that, I said, if we're going to force it down that route and you're going to insist that we do this for the vocals, then I don't want the song on the album. And so that song was dropped because we couldn't find a way of making it work that we were happy on, and that was always really important for us with Volume 1. And it's the same with Volume 2. We've got 20 demos, and we're in the process of trying to narrow that down to 8 that we can all agree on, because there are songs that I really like that were demoed, but some of the other guys are like, I just don't see it, I don't feel it, it doesn't feel like us, so that song will not be used. It will just get pushed aside. Maybe it'll get looked at a later date, but for now, we need to have a 4/5 majority. So 4 people in the band have got to love a song, and the 5th person has got to at least be open to it. If they are really insistent that song doesn't go on the album, then it doesn't, and we have to then continue working. We'd rather be in that position than force something through that we're not happy with. So that's where we kind of stand. But yeah, big thank you for doing the reaction, and thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video today, please do like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the video sometime very soon. Take care.